Hello everyone, my name is Steven and welcome to Storytime. Today, we're going to be reading some Choosing Beggar stories, recounting the many tales of people who not only want their cake, but want to eat it too. And let me just say, if you're not already subscribed to Storytime, please consider doing so. But with that being said, let's sit back, relax, and listen to some captivating Reddit stories. We offer free pony rides for families in need. Mom complains about not getting the pony she wants. Man, the equestrian world is full of beggars and people who can't take advice or accept stuff. Once a week, we offer a special pony riding program. The deal is you can check out the first time for free, afterwards you pay what you can afford and want to afford up to 10 euros. If you can only pay 2 euros, it's fine and we won't judge you. Our offer is designed for families in need and we get lots of kids every week. The only thing is the parents and their kids have to clean their pony together and we choose the ponies for the kids. We know our animals pretty dang well and don't want to abuse them either. So we have a young mom and her probably husband getting there and asking if it's really free. We inform her of our offer and she is totally in for it. Her kid is 2 or 3 years old and has never been on horseback, which is understandable. So I hand her a brown, very small pony. Tell her it's perfect for beginners. She completely freaks out and asks why her kid can't ride the 140 centimeters tall white pony next to her. I tell her that a slow pony is always better for newbies and if her kid has more experience, we can consider it. I realize her husband carries another young child on his shoulders. And while I help out the family with the white pony next to them with hoof cleaning, this situation gets tense. The mom and her husband suddenly put both of their kids on the white pony. Without any saddle on, none of the kids is wearing a helmet. I was holding the hoof to clean it so I didn't notice it at first. When I looked up, I was in shock. I got mad and asked them to put their kid down immediately. Tell them what they do is dangerous. They get mad at me and complain. But my kid deserves to ride that big pony. My kid doesn't need scum like slow ponies. The family next to me supports me and tells them to get their kids off. They refuse. The kids lose their balance and the pony starts buckling to get them off. Both poor kids fell to the ground and we had to call ambulance because they didn't wear a helmet. They tried to sue our place and left bad reviews at Google. When the ambulance arrived, they were both in tears and when I asked them if that was really necessary, the mom was still trying to blame me for not fulfilling her request. Also tried to tell her that this wouldn't have happened with the pony I was planning to give them. She just said, "Shut up, you don't know anything about horses." What a nightmare, and those kids' lives were endangered because of this recklessness because the mom wants the magical white pony instead of the proper pony that they should have ridden on. Such terrible parenting. Freeloader Choosing Beggar with a Special Dietary plan. This one is from my childhood that I think still happens all the time. My grandparents retired early and split their life between 2 homes. One in Florida and a summer home in a very desirable cottage area in Canada. This took place during summer. My siblings and I were spending some summer vacation with our grandparents when they received a call from my grandfather's old boss. His boss was president of a company and was a complete ditz. Boss man attended enough family functions and we all agreed that my grandfather probably carried him his entire career. His wife was annoying and uppity, an eternal choosing beggar. Even as a kid, I was completely irritated by her presence. They had this annoying habit of inviting themselves to my grandparents' homes for free vacations, despite the fact that they were extremely wealthy. My grandfather was old-fashioned and believed it was respectful to include his former employer in his life. My grandmother wished they would just drop dead. This particular request to freeload was vehemently denied by my grandmother. She had children in the house and didn't want to entertain. My grandfather for once agreed and told Choosing Beggar that he had family staying and it just wasn't feasible. The Choosing Beggar couple pleaded, saying that they were driving their RV and really just needed a place to park and shower, nothing more. My grandfather relented, obviously peeing off my grandmother. So, Choosing Beggars show up with another couple sharing their RV. The Choosing Beggar wife walks into the house and presents my grandmother with a list. She has been diagnosed as diabetic. She needs my grandmother to prepare specific meals at specific times. My grandmother told her that she won't be preparing any special meals, but she is welcome to use the kitchen and share anything she finds in the fridge. The reason this memory remains fresh is that it was so much fun. We ate out in restaurants almost every day while those people were there because my grandmother refused to cook meals. She did, however, prepare a plethora of fancy desserts and pastries that she knew the choosing beggar couldn't have, but we kids obviously enjoyed. I really feel for OP's grandparents in the situation because his grandpa's really just trying to be nice, but he's obviously being taken advantage of super hardcore. But good on OP's grandma for firing back where they could, subtly. I guess you get neither then. This is such a little thing, but people are ridiculous. I think it fits here. I was at the grocery store today and there were 3 mangoes left, on sale at $1 each, which is great for here. I love mangoes and they were all good looking, so I took them. Some guy came up behind me and said, "None left?" I said I took the last of them, but that if he wanted a mango, I'd give him one. I offered one of the mangoes. He looked at my cart and pointed at another and asked for that specific one. I told him that was the only one ripe today and that I'm keeping that one for dinner, but that he could have either of the others. He insisted I give him the ripe one. I told him I changed my mind and was keeping all 3 and walked away. He followed me, and I told one of the employees stocking shelves that he was bothering me. The man was told to leave me alone or he'd be asked to leave. He did listen to the employee, but it was such a weird thing to get upset over. I don't know, to me it kind of sounds like this dude was spoiled. There's a situation where somebody who didn't have to offer a mango offers you one of 3 mangoes, and understandably they want to keep the one ripe one. So either do you want the mango at all or just leave him alone? And I hate that it followed up with this person following them around the store until they were asked to stop. Some people, man. Reverse choosing beggar. A few weeks ago, my daughter and I pulled up to a convenience store. Outside in the smoking area was a man who looked to be on hard times. He had a beautiful dog with him. I do not often give people money, but both my daughter and I love dogs. When we got out of the car, the good girl dog was wagging her tail at us. We both started sweet talking her and she was just going crazy wagging her tail. My daughter says, "Hi, is your dog friendly? Can we pet her?" The non-choosing beggar says, "You can try, she doesn't take to strangers too well." Well, she took to both of us, getting scratches and pets. My daughter says to the non-choosing beggar, "How are you? Do you need anything?" This surprised me as I was just about to ask him the same thing. Both my daughter and I have a soft spot for dogs. "I'm okay, but if you could get my dog a can of dog food, I'd be grateful." This hit both of us in the heart. This man didn't ask for a thing for himself. He was more concerned with his dog. My daughter says, "Okay, I can do that, no problem." "What about you? Are you hungry?" "I could sure use a soda." He named his choice of soft drink. "Okay, I can do that too, no problem. We will be right back." Both of us were so touched by his concern for his dog. Now, as I said, I do not normally give in to panhandlers, but for some reason, I felt a deep need to help this man. My daughter goes up to the register with a small bag of dog food, a can of dog food with a pull tab, a super large cup of his soft drink of choice, and I got my things and asked for $20 cash back. I then bought a gift card to that convenience store as they are all over this town for $20. We went back to the non-choosing beggar and handed him his goods, and he was in shock. His dog thanked us appropriately with hand licks and more wags. All he could do was say thank you. His eyes were filled with tears. My daughter said, "You take care, sir, and take care of that dog." "Thank you both so much. I will." This was a few weeks ago and I still think about him and his sweet good girl. I hope they're able to get on their feet soon. What a great anti-choosing beggar story. I love me some dogs too, so I'm really happy to hear this one end in a very, very positive note. And I'm also hoping they're able to get on their feet. I know your insurance says no, but my kid deserves to be near carnivores anyway. Backstory: I work at a non-profit wildlife rescue in guest relations. This primarily means social media, website work, and running gift shop or our ticket booth. As the weather warms up, we get more guests, which means more entitled folk, choosing beggars, and madmen. One of the things we offer is a feeding adventure. If you are 6 or older, you can feed one of our black bears, and if you're 8 or older, you can feed a big cat. It's zookeeper escorted, super safe, super fun. Very common way people support us and a huge draw for choosy folks. Enter today's cast. CB, Choosing Beggar, older sister, youngest kid, me, myself. While in a gift shop rush, Choosing Beggar comes in with 3 children. Probably 10, 8, and 6 I guess. Immediately she makes a beeline for me, barely waiting for me to finish answering another guest's questions. How old do you have to be for the adventure things? 6 for a bear, 8 for a big cat. Oh my god, no, really? He's 5, so none of them can do it. She starts throwing this dramatic sob story, telling the kids how no one can do an adventure because of the age limit while making glances back at me to make sure I'm watching. When I don't react, she approaches again. Can he go in and stand with them? No, insurance won't let anyone under 6 behind the barrier fence. Choosing Beggar sighs like I've just stepped on her dreams. As she turns away again, the older sisters corral the youngest kid. Don't worry, you can feed an animal now, but you can't in 2 months when you're 6. He's only 2 months away? Yeah. Choosing Beggar then holds the youngest kid to her while he tries to strain for our stuffed animal display. Turns to me and, he's 6. Me, after taking a moment, sorry ma'am, no can do. Choosing Beggar narrowing her eyes. How do you confirm the ages? Me, dead-eyed, we have the adult sign a waiver. Then it's just trusting you won't lie to us and put us at risk with insurance or licensing. Eventually, the older sister convinced Choosing Beggar to buy the youngest kid a toy he actually wanted and get them adventures anyway. According to my zookeeper coworker who did their adventures, she still tried to coerce him into letting the 5-year-old behind the barrier fence. Because hey, photo ops over insurance and safety. Who cares about the legality for a non-profit, right? Honestly, if the lady was smart, she would have just said that they were 6 after asking how old you have to be anyways. Especially if they're only 2 months away, just say that they're 6. I know it's lying, but they won't be able to actually verify it and it's not far off from the truth. Instead of doing the whole dramatic sob story thing, just do what the zookeepers probably expect you're going to do anyways and say that they're 6. Just another day at the office. It was just another day at the office when a wild Choosing Beggar appeared. First, a bit of company policy. We budget 1 desk setup, docking station, 2 monitors, mouse, keyboard, and all the hookup cables per person at the office. We also budget 1 desk setup for our work from home people too. They just get a small furniture budget for desks, chairs, printers, etc. in addition to the desk setup. Obviously, if something breaks and it's not the user's fault, IT will just replace it or send the people working from home the new equipment and life goes on. But if you want something outside of that first setup, your department would pay for it. Anyway, on to the story. Today, I got a call from one of our end users and the exchange went something like this. Hello, thank you for calling IT. This is OP, how can I help you? Hello, I'm looking to get a work from home setup, docking station, monitors, mouse and keyboard, and a desk. Okay, sure. Looks up user and system. It doesn't show you as full-time work from home person, so are you moving to a full-time work from home position, or is this to have on hand for the odd work from home day? No, I work from home 1 day a week and I don't want to work from just my laptop. Okay, no problem. Explains how the budget for equipment works. So what we will do is I will reach out to your department's budget holder and if approved, I'll provide you with the requested equipment. At this point, the lady goes quiet. It sounds like she's muted her phone. Hello, are you there? Yeah, that's not going to work. I was told by my teammate that when she started working from home, you just gave her the equipment. Why does my department have to pay for mine but not hers? Well, your teammate actually became a full-time work from home employee and didn't have a desk set up at the office anymore, so she needed one to work from home. Fine, just do what you need to do to get my equipment. Hangs up. So I go to work. I confirm the equipment is in stock and reach out to the user's department budget holder. The budget holder asks the cost and I tell him it is $170 for the dock, $300 for both monitors, $150 each, and $20 for the mouse and keyboard set, so I advised it was roughly $490 for the setup. The budget holder almost immediately said no because the person only works from home 1 day a week by choice and he didn't want to pay for that. I called the user back. Hi end user, so I just got off the phone with your budget holder and they unfortunately denied the request, and because of the denial I can't give you the requested equipment. But I need it. My job is very important and I can get you fired for disobeying me. Now do your dang job and get me the equipment I need. I would like to note the user has no power over me at all other than filing a complaint, and I've done nothing wrong, so nothing would come of it. I'm sorry, but my hands are tied. I can't just give new equipment away for free. Well, do you have any old equipment that you're throwing away that I could just have for free then? Well, I have 2 older 17-inch Dell monitors. They aren't great, but if you need screens, those are all I could give you without approval. Yeah, those won't work. I can't use anything but the 22-inch monitors we have here. Isn't there something you can do? I'm sorry, but like I said, without your department's budget holders okay, I can't give you anything else without the cost approval. Fine, just be a jerk then. I'm telling your boss you're refusing to help me and that you want me to use screens that will damage my eyes. Me getting annoyed now? You are more than welcome to call my boss. They are sitting 2 desks over and will listen to the recording of this call and hear I have tried to help you. Looks over and boss is trying so hard not to laugh. You asked if we had old equipment that was getting thrown out that you could just have, and this is what we have. Fine, tell them I'll be calling them and expect a call from HR, jerk. End user hangs up. Me to my boss. Hey boss, you're gonna get a call about how I'm a jerk, and I guess HR is going to be calling me too. Yeah, I heard her screeching through the phone. Tell you what, go get a coffee and I'll have this dealt with before you get back. I go to get coffee, walk back in, and boss is laughing uncontrollably. Everything okay, boss? She called with HR connected to the call. Forgot HR was listening and said, everyone in IT is just lazy expletives who couldn't get a real job at this company. HR emailed her manager and she was fired before we even finished the call. This lady with an ugly attitude and short temper got exactly what she was gonna get eventually either way with that kind of demeanor. So fortunately it happened faster than this being a long drawn out process anyways. Worst haggler I've dealt with. A few years ago, to make some extra cash, I posted an ad on Kijiji for odd jobs. I was very clear my rate starts at $25 an hour depending on the job. Lady calls me. I saw your ad, I need a bed frame assembled. No problem, those were pretty easy. $25 an hour, shouldn't take longer than an hour. Perfect, so I'm gonna need you to pick me up. Drive me to IKEA to get the bed frame, deliver it to my house, assemble it, remove the old one, and take that one away. Here's my address. I was talking to someone earlier. They said they'd do it for $50, so if you can do it for $25, that's even better. Lady, if a guy offered to do all of that for you for $50, I'd get him. There's no way I'm taxiing you around the city on a delivery build for $25. This whole endeavor, I charge $200. But he said he'd do it for $50. Can you at least do it for $50? Please call the other guy. You know, I don't think this other guy exists. I think it's just her way of trying to lowball this dude, which is a nightmare. No way anybody would do all that for $25. No way anybody would want to do that for $50. Way too low of a lowball. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for listening to and watching the Storytime channel. If you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and let us know what you thought about these stories in the comments below. Thank you all again for watching and listening to the Storytime channel.